Estes in pop picks here. I had this conversation with Scott as well. He mentioned that, hey, you know, playing in the Philippine Screams or Philippine servers here, you're going to be seeing first phase bans on the Estes in ranked games, which is kind of surprising here because in our server, we don't see that often too much.
Agreed. I definitely agree. And it's one of those things like, are you prepared for the unexpected?
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's why you have to need a solid understanding of the meta to really, really say that, hey, if I understand the meta, I know why it's good, I know how to defeat it, and I know what kind of a gameplay I want to have. Natalia going to be the ban for Evos Legends here. They're giving a lot of respect to Deus Vult. I mean, based off of their stats alone, they've got a pretty good win rate on Natalia previously, and you can see the smile on their faces. They're like, all right. They knew we're pretty good on this. It's not going to be a surprise this time around.
Yeah, respect ban coming in there, but still, Natalia ban means here that they have lifted up a lot of open meta picks here. In this case, the Kufra, the X-Bor, I think Grok is kind of in the pool as well, Hylos as well. So I feel like we're not going to see too much tank banks coming in from both teams here, but it seems to me they are going to be prioritizing on the Tamos here. It feels like Deus Vult as well as Evos Legends, they are prioritizing on banning off all these off-lane heroes here. So are we going to see the X-Bor getting slide off here?
Ooh, maybe. I think the export might be slid off just so that Evos has, you know, a more oppressive lane. They could go for, you know, it can be Grok if they wanted to kind of like deal with it, to kind of set the tone of the game. It's like, hey, our early game is really strong. How are you going to deal with that? And I'm excited to see whether Deus Vult might respond otherwise. Or, you know, Evos can take the super safe route and be like, hey, Donkey, here's Tro once again. Do what you did with Onyx PH and just completely smash him.
Yeah, but at the same time here, we are waiting on the drafter. I think it's Z's drafting from side of Evos Legends, right? Their coach, which is doing fantastically well. And seems to me they're going to be prioritizing on that Cho ban here coming from Evos Legends. So Deus Vult, which do they prioritize? The X-Borg or the Grok?
This is tough because both are, it's like, you know, a chess opening. It kind of sets up the formation for the later stage of the draft. So they could go for giving up everything, but I would suggest that they do pick up one of the core comps, either, you know, the X-Borg or the Grok, to kind of set the tone.
I like how they're just flexing their way through here, but at the same time picking the X-Borg here, leaving Evos to decide what kind of tanks they're going to play here, because if they put Evos in a situation where like, hey, why not just take Grok and Hylos, take both S-tier speed tank here, would kind of like set the entire tempo in a sense where, hey, we can't play this here. Like, we can play around. It pretty much shows out the entire strat from Evos Legends, but seems to me the Masha and the Grok will be prioritized here.
I like this more because I don't like it when teams decide to get both of their tanks straight away. Because then it's like, what counter picks can you get? And Hylos isn't, you know, so overpowered that he beats every other matchup in the game. There are ways to play around him. The Akai, the Baxia, there are options. And with Evos opening with the Masha and the Grok, they still leave up a counter pick for themselves later on. So just in case, like, oh, you bring up the Chang'e, I have the Lolita in my back pocket. It's really dependent to you. So now the ball's back to Deus Vult. They lock in the Lunox as well as... I initially thought it was going to be... I initially thought it was going to be either the Rafaeli or Nana, but the Kufra is such a good pick. Hands down,
yeah, definitely. But speaking of mid matchup as well, the Kufra just does well against heroes like Harif and stuff like that. But at the same time, we've seen Harif, you know, didn't do too well against the Kufra matchup as well. Like, I mean, like, in normal public games here, you expect the Kufra to stomp the Harif, right? But sometimes we did see a couple games where the Kufra struggled to actually control against Harif. You talked about it a few days ago, yesterday as well. You said that, oh, just one pixel here, it's hard to blockade. He just dashes out and, you know, a little bit of fast fingers, right?
Yeah, agreed. And I'm surprised. Both teams are completely avoiding both Esmeralda as well as the Harith. Like, they're waiting for someone to either snag it up first and then go for the other. It's pretty interesting. Both haven't picked them in. Both sides just kind of holding back. Deus Vult, they have the Lunox, so it's kind of unlikely, but we've seen a lot of these, you know,
double mages,
double mage compositions coming out, which I particularly don't like. But you know, Evil Esports managed to whip it out, and they got ahead. Same thing for some of the other teams as well. But now Deus Vult, what are they going to do with the second part of the ban? Most likely, I'm guessing, probably going to ban out the mages because they have their fighter as well as their
I think a few days ago, we did see Toda go for the double mages with the Kimi instead, but it would definitely work out here. Seems to me Kimi is going to be completely ignored from both sides. Maybe Deus Vult may pick it up here, but it looks like they will ban off the Selena from the side of Deus Vult.
I mean,
what are your thoughts on this? Yeah, okay.
Respect to Evos Legends because, again, Indonesia, they're the ones who decided, from the very beginning, they're like, you know what? We're going to play Selena support. She's going to hit level 2, run around the map, get plenty of kills, and we're going to get, without hugely, just ram it down our enemies' throats. I think Evos Esports is like, okay, it's not the biggest loss in the world, but now, do they want to get rid of the carry so that, you know, Grok can have a better time in the lane and not get chunked out, you know, mid to late game?
At the same time, they could just take out the Hylos completely here because they don't exactly have an S-Tank, but Lolita is kind of in the still of the pool as well. Maybe they can still take the Chang'e Lolita strat, but seems to me Lolita is going to priority here. And
first pick Chang'e?
They may go for the Valir pick here if they want to.
I feel like
I don't think they play Valir, right?
I feel like they want to hold up that last pick just to play for countermeasure. Like Chang'e looks pretty open here. And they set it up perfectly with the Lolita as well. I think right now, Zaze is doing a great job with picks and bans so far. And I think Deus Vult also are playing the drafts really, really nicely here.
A Belleric pick? Huh.
Belleric?
Huh.
I wouldn't suggest
I haven't seen it for quite some time. But I believe a couple of days ago, I was watching some of the replays. Some of these teams actually played the Belleric, but I think it just didn't work out.
Yeah, Belleric isn't as good as he used to be. Unfortunately,
not played here yet in the world stage, but during the qualifiers we see a couple teams played it.
I mean,
but
I would say
kind of like a niche thing for me.
Yeah, there's only a couple of situations where he's good, and like a lot of them it's pretty bad, and no one ever wants to do that. Like, oh, you have an Odette. It's like, all right, sure, having a Belleric isn't going to be too bad.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, I love it. Yes.
Oh, wow.
Looks like Deus Vult knows exactly what the meta is. They lock in the high loss as well as the Badang. Like, they had a number of options for their side lanes, but instead they go for something that scales really well, and it is so strong and just completely one-shotting the backline if they use their mobility skills early on.
Yeah, they have the damage output as well. Like the Badang walls to set up with the Tyrant's Rage as well is a perfect setup to just combo their way through with the Fist Crack entirely, and the Hylos just keeps them sustainable. And I'm actually liking here. Xbox is kind of one of the heroes that's super hard to kill with here, and I feel like Evos that just may struggle a little bit here just because the export can just go out of control. You don't have like a cushion that just cuts the backline. Yes, Baxia is great for cutting backlines, but it's just an initial stun. But it seems to me, Evos Legends, they will hover away and get the Valir support.
Great, they have the counter pick. So if you see that Fist Crack coming through, it's just like, all right, I'm going to push you away, boy. Don't get any closer. Deus Vult tries to come up with an answer to deal with the Chang'e because, again, Chang'e, she's forced to either take Sprint, Flicker. You'll never see her with Retribution. And if you take Sprint, that means if you land with the Fist Crack and the Fist Break, you're trapped. There's no way you can get out.
Definitely. And speaking of which as well, when you talk about Valir pushing the Badang, right? They definitely need to kind of like figure out the timing, honestly speaking, because if you initially go for the Fist Crack, you immediately go for the push. Badang's kind of like invulnerable for the first few things unless his shield gets chunks down. So in this case, he needs to time it really perfectly here. But like it or not, Badang is going to dish out at least about 10% damage at least of the entire duration of the Fist Crack before he actually gets cancelled out.
Might be. I mean, the moment he gets the Golden Staff, it might even go up to 40%, or just right off the bat, the initial, the knockback and stun. Yeah. And what can you do? What can you do at that point? I think Deus Vult has come up with a pretty interesting solution to this, but they're going to be lacking a marksman, and I think that might be where it gets a little scary here. So somebody has to kind of, babysit the Badang for the most part. Xbox is just going to be running around rampantly up in the top side.
Well, based on the draft as well, I feel like the win condition for Deus Vult is that they have to close out the game early before Evos Legends goes for the split push strategy here. And the only way for them to actually kind of counter the split push is just to have Xbox all by himself, or just making sure that the Masha doesn't go out of control. It feels like that's going to be the win condition for them. But we shall see. Let's take a look at how they're going to be playing this game here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Deus Vult going up against Evos Legends. Game number 1.
Ooh, looks like they want to make sure that, Badang gets that solo EXP for the most part. Looks like their emblems look pretty solid for both sides. Nothing too out of the ordinary here. Wrecked, interestingly enough, took high and dry. All right. I mean, understandably that Bounty Hunter isn't as good as it used to be. Like, it used to give you so much gold, but taking high and dry, don't know how to feel about that.
I think it's pretty okay. However, on the top side here, Aura going to be on the aggressive side here, cutting 3 waves, and here comes the cavalry, but will flicker to safety, so he's going to be fine. But yeah, back to your point here about the high and dry. I feel like Bounty Hunter on the cloud, right? We know the initial phase of the hero itself. It doesn't really scale too well in terms of damage output, so setting up a kill for Cloud compared to setting a kill for Carry is way much harder just because of the early damage output that he dishes out.
Agreed,
however, the high and dry, leaving him alone, he's going to be able to dish out a lot of damage.
And not to mention that he's going to have Valero by his side to kind of chunk them up. It's like, I'll get them low for you.
Oh, yeah.
And then Rekt will just, you know, wreck them, as they say. Aura taking quite a bit of damage here. Goes for the disable really nicely onto Zeka. But Zeka, he's trying to hold his ground, and he needs the support from his mid lane because he does not win this matchup until he gets a couple more items.
Yeah, and not to mention as well, the Badang is kind of in the melee here. However, hold that thought for now, because why? We have a little bit of small trade-off here on the bottom side above here. Deus Wolf's going to be you know, forcing out the Revitalize coming in from Evos Legends.
Yeah, it might have been really bad there because they're really under level. The only person who is level 4 is QP, and Zeka, he wants to be level 4, but like he's getting pressured off of his wave.
Yep, speaking of the pressure here, the total is going to be up on 10 seconds, and Evos Legends, they are going to be prioritizing on that. So in terms of itemizations yet, nothing too flashy yet. We saw a couple of Warrior Boots here from Masha and Xbox, but that's about it here.
Huh, looks like they're sharing the EXP. Looks like Sunset didn't, like, even though he is trying to play that support position, he didn't buy the Wooden Mask. Like, I guess he still wants to hit level 4 pretty fast. Zeka, on the other hand, he decides to get the roaming item to make sure, like, oh, he knows that this is not a winning matchup. He's going to be under level, so one way to easily catch up is with the Wooden Mask.
Yep, starting off here, we can see Deus trying to go for a zone. Here comes the wall coming from Evos Legends, but no one has pretty much hit for, except for Kupi as well as the Masha, and maybe even Rekt coming from Evos Legends, but they do not want to come in here, but the Kufra catches off Luminaire, and that will be first blood. Meteor Shower coming in, but not going to be able to do anything about this.
The first mistake of the game, he tries to flicker out of the bouncing ball, is just like, nah, you're going to stay right where you are.
Yep, and the turtle going to be half HP here, and it seems to be they don't exactly have a lot of physical damage coming from this wall. Evos Legends trying for the steal. Donkey going to go for a swing. Here comes the Masha. Can they steal it off? Now, unfortunately, the retreat will be committed here coming from this wall.
Yeah, I love it so far. I really do. And QP, I mean, everything about this team is telling me that they are doing things intentionally with motive and with reason as well. Like, even in, unfortunately, Evos Legends, Luminaire did actually make a little bit of blunder there. He should probably should have held up his flicker until the bouncing ball was over, but you know, it's one of those moments where it's like you can't really help it.
Yeah, definitely. And not to mention, well, he was kind of caught off guard from the bushes as well, so didn't expect a Tyrant's Revenge out of nowhere. However, Evos Legends, they have a little bit of time here, but Donkey instantly cancels with the charge.
Nice. That was dirty. That was really dirty.
Very quick reaction here coming from Donkey.
And I mean, that's why I really say that he is one of the best players in the tournament alone. Like, he may be playing a tank role, but like he makes you appreciate your tanks when they're playing it like him.
Yeah, I even made a story with Scott as well coming from Axis Esports. He said that, yeah, Donkey is one of the best tanks in the world. But I don't know, you know, in terms of demonstration here, being called the best tank in the world, will he be able to uphold that title? That's going to be the question here. However, Deus Wall, a little bit aggressive here with the Brilliance, and Aura and also Donkey is a little bit safe here because I don't think Deus Wall is going to come in here. Wall charge connects on the tree, but he's going to buy a little bit of time here. No. Here comes the Fist Cry, and Donkey will get punished.
Good. I mean, Donkey was like, he was trying to go for something there, wanted to disrespect, clear the waves a little bit more, but Deus, they're not just going to let him walk away with that. Great Fist Crack against Fist Break into Fist Crack.
Yep, and speaking of which, they're going to be transitioning into objectives, and somehow Evos Legends, their creep waves are pretty nice. Rekt almost get bursted down from the turtle buff, and that's the power of the Lunox with the penetration here. Luminaire is going to try and zone it off, but fortunately for Evos Legends, they will make it out alive. Economy-wise, it is still 50-50 as of now. Yeah, looking so good so far.
Oh, yeah, they're going to start with 5 Tyrants. We're already being popped, but they get a good kill onto Luminaire once more. His immobility is starting to cost him, and not having Flicker at that point in time. Unfortunate Aura, he takes quite a bit of damage, but he can still win this matchup. He just needs to punch it out. Oh no! Quick on Fist pushes him into the wall. Great time, but he tries to make it out. Great 1v1. Zeka, great quick on Fist. He gets the Flicker. Fist Crack. He is stuck.
Oh my god, that was a crazy play here coming from Zeka. Deus Vult was able to go for a solo kill, and because of this, Evos Legends, they are on the delay here. They need to drag this out to a split push game. However, Juan is going to make sure this middle tower doesn't break yet in favor of this wall. Here comes Drag. They are going to be stacking up those charges here. How are they going to be able to go for next team fight here? Donkey still trying their best to open the team open the map a little bit more.
Man, I wish there was a replay of that 1v1 because so many small things added up into their favor. But hold on, Rekt is in trouble here. He has to pop the Blazing Duet to get the shield. He can't use his Battle Mirror image just yet with that bouncing ball on top of him. But again, you know, a short ultimate to not dying, I'll give that trade-off.
Yeah, definitely here. However, Devu, he's going to protecting Zeka right now, securing the gold buff for themselves. And this Vult, they don't exactly have a marksman to work with. We've talked about earlier in stage, but you know, this guy's the marksman here. But Aura, he wants to go for a revenge fight here, but Fist Crack is there, no available. Zeka going to get disarmed a little bit here, but Zeka will just go for a little bit of harassment. However, on the bottom side here, they will get Donkey once again.
They're trading, and they finally they're catching a lot of them up. Ooh, a double kill once more. Cupid is not letting them play the game. Is Deus actually standing up against the Indonesian champions? Aura taking quite a bit of damage from the Fist Break, crack into Fist Break. Zeka, now he doesn't want to move any further. He needs the safety of his turret. He's not trying to go up and beyond, especially against a matchup which he might lose.
Definitely here, and there's Vult with the Kufra going to try to go for the zone here. Turtle buff is still available on Kupi here, and Evos Legends, they're trying to stall this game. I'm not sure how long, but objective-wise, it's trading 50-50 here coming from this Vult, and they'll be able to actually tally against this. Look at this, they're just making sure that this matcha doesn't get out of control.
I mean, remember that Evos Legends, their composition is a 4-1. They're kind of waiting on Aura to kind of scale up, and I think Evos realizes, oh boy, hold up. Oh, Sawo is taking quite a bit of damage, survives, pops the Revitalize early on. Glorious Pathway is popped as well, but they're just going to buy time just so that the team can take the turtle away. QP again having that turtle buff. Oof.
Wow. Once again, securing the turtle buff, and we see immediate arrival transitions here, but Xbox is not in this fight here from this Vult. Evos Legends going for the meteor shower, and Happy will get taken down. Sawo is going to be next as well, and they've overcommitted this fight here. This Vult overestimating their abilities despite seeing the Xbox arrivaling downside here, and I'm surprised they still took that fight into a 3v4 situation. I
mean, just look at the fight. The moment it starts, you can see that there's a huge number difference, 3-4. They gave up pressure down bot side. They saw it happening. They're like, all right, call in the boys. We get both wrecked as well as Valir coming through, and QP, he gets chunked out before the fight even starts. Using that brilliance, he doesn't want to be part of this anymore.
Yeah, and at the same time here, Evos Legends, they're buying a little bit more time for this Marshal to scale a little bit longer here. But the glowing one is up on one, so this is where one is going to come online. Insanity pops in here. Sunset tries to go for the Gold Crab here, and River Crab will be secured from Rekt, and he's a little bit low. War Chance coming from Donkey, and they will secure that kill for themselves. And Evos Legends, they are getting the right kills now, and Golden Staff finally up on Rekt. This is where Evos Legends will start to pick up their momentum now.
It's time, man. They're getting their big boy items. Like, man, you thought they were like, slowly losing out. They managed to keep the gold differential substantially little, like 1 to 2k, 30k at a certain point, but Deus Vult never was able to get very far with that small goal lead. I mean, again, it's so early into the game, 8 minutes, and I think this has been one of the most slow-paced games compared to some of the other games we've seen for the rest of the days.
Definitely here. And speaking of trading 50-50s, right, this entire game is been trading 50-50s here. Evos Legends, they understood their timings. Now they've got their timing. They are not happy about their early aggression here coming from Deus Vult, and they will punish the high loss. This time, Sawo coming in. Where's the Tyrant Stage? The bouncing ball is there. But where's the follow-up? Sunset, you're shooting in the wrong direction here. And Sawo will pop the Revitalize. But however, a little bit late to the party here as Deus Vult will be on the retreat here, because at the same time, Kupi from the side, you're going to get surrounded. He goes for a monster kill strike, but will get shut down from this Chang'e.
Ooh, that has to be a big mistake coming out from Deus Vult. Must have been a miscommunication for sure, because getting caught like that and then going in for a fight without the rest of your team to back you up, that's kind of a that's usually not what teams do. And considering how Deus Vult has been playing so far, it feels a little uncharacteristic to do a mistake like that.
Yeah.
Rekt in trouble, gets stunned by the Law and Order, by a quick flicker, instantly getting caught out by the Pigong Fist. Zeka nails another one.
Nice consolation prize there coming from Deus Vult, taking down Rekt here. However, the Lord has been secured from the side of Evos Legends. This time they have the lead. They are going to press the advantage here. Deus Vult, like you said, a little bit of small mistakes right there, just to a little bit saturated in terms of team fights, right? I'm surprised they split up in 2 different fights. They weren't in a situation to take a team fight. Hylos were kind of caught off rather early as well. Yep. There was just no follow-up.
Yeah, and this just netted Evos Legends just the free Lord. It's like, wow, I didn't expect to take Lord this easily, especially considering the timing. And I think Deus Vult was aware of that timing, but got punished instead.
Yeah, I know you guys is not on screen, right? I wanted to point out a little bit of microplay here. Donkey was actually wall blocking the Lord to delay the push here to try and sync up with the creep wave who's coming down from the downside here from the Marsha before actually pushing this phase. However, now back into the team fight here. One going dived on, but Devu, they are on the retreat here. Revitalize has been popped up. Evos Legends, they want to fight against this, but here comes Aura, casually taps him, takes the Hylos down, and Deus Vult, they are getting pushed back. Tier 2's going to be exposed here, and Evos Legends, they want to close out this game. Savo charging up the Tyrant's Revenge, catches on one. Where's the Tyrant's Rage? No follow-up. Here comes the Fist Crack, gets pushed back instead from the Valor. Evos Legends not letting him burst them down, goes for the win, takes them down, 3-man down from the side of Deus Vult.
Yeah, and slowly, Deus Vult, they're losing control over this game. Evos Legends keep hatching them out every single time. Deus Vult tried to make a play, they get punished instead, and now they're in trouble. Donkey already going for the big dive. They get the exploit with the Meteor Shower. They are unstoppable. Glorious Pathway trying to slow down the wave. He needs a little bit more health to kind of protect himself, but the Ring of Punishment isn't going to be enough as the rest of the team starts pulling through. They don't break the inhibitor just yet. They're holding on, but Aura, he doesn't care. Breaks bottom inhibitor, and Evos Legends profit off of Lord.
Yeah, nicely done here. However, on the top side, Evos Legends, they're thinking about closing up the top side here. Tyrant's Revenge getting charged up, connects on the 2. Tyrant's Rage slams on the 2 as well, but there's no Fist Crack here. The Badang gets taken down, and here comes the Blazing Duet. Rex will shut them out. Deus Vult, they are under the defense here, and now they want to catch on towards the Lunox. Brilliance has been committed here. The Hylos will get shut down. The Chang'e is out of control. Monster kill for 1. He's a little bit low. Insanity from Sunset has been expended, but what can they do? What can they do? Because why? Rex is here!
Rex godlike already, and Evos Legends turned up the gears the moment they had opportunity. Oh no! Luminaire quickly walking into base using... Oh, that's so dirty. Walks in to make a statement.
Yeah, Evos Legends, they understood their timings. They played it to the beat here, and Deus Vult wasn't expecting that kind of aggression here. But it all started when I believe Juan first got that glowing wand here, and then just transitioned into a snowball with the Chang'e.
Honestly, I think it was kind of on Deus Volt's mistakes that actually cost them the game, because they were going very even. They had a lead. They were doing really well, but I just think that Evos Legends just played the map so much better. Look at that kill score, 15-8. They were ahead in the mid to early stages of the game. They knew it, and eventually Evos just slowly took control over the game. By the time it hit that 31k mark, they realized, okay, yeah, our Claude is pretty big. Chang'e is great. Aura has scaled, and now we just need to split them up on the map, and that's exactly what they did.
Yeah, exactly. And at the same time as well, I want to give credit to his Luminaire as well, because there was this one moment that things could have went south here if Zerka was able to land the Fist Crack, right?
And he cancels it, yeah.
But immediately before he pops the Fist Crack, gets pushed back before the Fist Crack animation, and there was a clutch moment here. I'm not sure we're going to be seeing highlights here, but later on we will see in the final few fights here. But early stage here, like you said as well, they had the advantage from side of Deus Vult. They were snowballing their way through here. But let's talk about the turning point later on, though.
Yeah, I mean, the turning point later on, it really came down because you could see these plays is when Evos Esports was really disrespecting a lot of the plays being made by Deus Vult, and they were like, oh, okay, maybe, okay, after a couple, testing the water, sticking their foot in the pool, realizing it's a little cold, they gotta wait until they warm up before they jump back into the pool, and this was an absolutely amazing 1v1. Like, Zeka, he knew he had the flicker, flickers forward, Qui Gong fists in, and more importantly, he actually cancels